All right, guys. We're going for a ride on a triple today, and as you can see from the title, it says, "What's the best naked bike to date?" Not the older one, maybe 2020 up. I don't know them all, but I just thought this would be kind of a cool video to make. Obviously, I'm biased. I've ridden a couple of different naked bikes. The Monster. I haven't ridden the Yamaha MT-09. These car and the bikes are all in the same class. I know I'm probably going to leave a couple out. There's the Kawasaki 900. Um, yeah, so I just kind of want your opinion, what you guys think the best naked bike is out there. And obviously, I'm going to have a biased opinion. I chose this bike for some specific reasons, and I'm going to tell you what those reasons are. And so obviously, you guys can see the 360 camera. I wanted to try this camera today. Don't have a helmet camera. See how this works out. If you see this video, it worked out all right. I had a problem with the front lens. It had some of the coating came off, so I kind of polished the whole thing out. I don't know if it's going to be any worse or any better, but if I post this, then you know it's not too bad. So, all right, let's get on the bike, go for a ride, and let's talk about the best middleweight. Now, I didn't say a middleweight naked bike. I'm not talking about street fighters or anything like that. Not talking about leader bikes. Although that the Honda is pretty nice, that the Neo Classic. I would kind of it's a little bit bigger bike, so let's just stick to uh, let's see if I can get them off because I kind of just hopped on the bike. I'm going to try the camera, the 360 I haven't used in a while, and then I want to talk about what you all think the best middleweight naked bike is. So is it the Monster, MT-09, Kawasaki 900, the Suzuki 750, which I don't know if they make the 750 Gixxis anymore. I think they do. That was a cool bike. My nephew had that bike. And any other naked bike that I'm forgetting in that range, in the price range, and yeah. So let's go for a ride and we'll discuss. I don't even know where I'm going. All right. So the reason I chose, I looked at all the bikes. I was looking for a naked bike. I wanted a naked bike. I wasn't sure what I wanted. When I seen this color, I said I want this. I want this bike. So I bought this bike on Emotion, but I did also buy it on its technical data. So the Monster, I'm very comfortable on the Monster. When I rode one, I was very impressed with it. It has a lot of low end torque. You crank that throttle, wheel comes up. It's just but it doesn't rev out. I like a bike that revs out. So it doesn't. But overall, it's a really bike, and it sounds really, really good. Um, yeah, sorry guys, I was just checking my buddy's house. Anyway, so yeah, and I haven't ridden I've ridden the 900, Kawasaki, but that's in the retro style bike. That's the RS. Very impressed with its overall torque and power. Wasn't thrilled about its handling. It was good. I'm not saying it was bad. The brakes so-so. Seating position was really comfortable, but it was a little bit on the heavier side. So, like I said, I bought this bike. Let me just tell you real quick. I'm going all over the place here. The technical data of the bike is what besides the color. I wasn't a big fan of this headlight arrangement, but now it's grown on me. The rest of the styling of the bike I really love. But what I wanted out of a bike was I wanted high RPM, high horsepower, relatively for the class, and I wasn't really. I was okay with not a lot of low end torque, because the way I ride the bike is I like to just crank the throttle. I don't want to have to worry about throttle control. I just want to crank it and go fast. And when you have these, and that's why I like sport bikes so much. I like the high. I know say it's not usable power, but I like the bike to pull upstairs. That's what I like. A lot of guys just like the torque. They don't care about going. Gotta watch this. There's always gravel on this road. It'd be funny if I went down right now going slow. It wouldn't be funny. Anyway, yeah. So I just like. This any bike can do this. That's in this class. But what I like about it is that you can just take it up to 11.5. The limiter is like 11.5, 12,000. It's easy to hit. because the gear spacing is so close, but it revs. I like I like an engine that revs out. That's why I'm partial to the 4 cylinders and the 3 cylinders, and not so much the twins. Although there are some twins that are pretty good. But that's what. And then there was also the weight of the bike. Now, yeah, the Monster is just as light. Let's try to think of. What the weight of the other bikes are. I know the 900. Now, I'm not talking about the RS. I'm just talking about the regular Kawasaki 900 is on the heavier side. And this bike, when I did the exhaust, it's just over 400 pounds with the exhaust, which at 128 horsepower, with 59 pounds of torque, and its torque comes in pretty flat early, and with the gear spacing, it's fine. I mean, it's what drew me to this bike. I was on the fence between this and the Monster, but I don't know. There's something about the Monster I didn't like the way it looked, but I guess it would have grown on me. I really don't like the way the exhaust is routed out the front. It just looks like that one exhaust pipe is just hanging out, and it just they could have done like KTM does this really nice bend on their Super Duke, and it just looks really, really good, and it doesn't really aesthetically look good to me. I know it's the standard Monster look, but so that, and I wanted something that revved out more, and so I went with this, and the color kind of really, really, really swayed me. So, and then I do look at brakes and handling, but to me, it was more about what I was looking for is power to weight ratio. That's what I was looking about. I'm a drag racer, and it's all about power to weight ratio. And I know this is not a drag bike. I know that, guys. What do we got here? Turtle or... Oof. That was a bird that didn't make it. So I haven't talked about the ergonomics when you're picking out a bike. When I sat on the Monster, it felt good. I haven't sat on the other bikes, so I don't know. From what I hear, they made the MT-09 a little bit more aggressive, nothing crazy. But the ergonomics when I sat on this bike was really good. It fit me real good. I thought my legs were a little bit farther back than what I'm used to, but I got used to it real quick. So overall, the ergonomics of the bike also play a big part of it. I know one of my friends ride this bike. They feel like they're kind of leaned over a little bit, but I don't feel that. Maybe because I'm used to it. I don't know. But that's also, I guess, a big factor is ergonomics, and the bike just kind of fits me good. It either fits me good or I've just grown into it. Triumph really looks good at almost every single angle. The Monster, like I said with the exhaust, I'm just not a big fan of the way the exhaust comes out. I don't like the headlight. I like the overall presence of the bike, but that exhaust just doesn't do it for me. I guess it can be changed, custom. I know if I had one, I got a friend of mine that does custom exhaust, I would have something done really cool, because aesthetically it just doesn't look right. As far as the other ones, the MT-09, yeah, I guess it looks okay. It's hard I'm not a big fan of that big cast frame that you see. I'm just not a big fan of that. It's on my Yamaha FZ1, but with the fairing you don't see it as much, and I'm not a big, I mean, I like the bike because it's a functionally good bike, but aesthetically I'm not like blown away by the FZ1 as far as styling is concerned. It's not, to me it's not a classic. It's all subjective. I mean, any guys, that's something, that's why I didn't really throw that in there much about the looks and everything, because you become a fanboy of the bike that you like, and I just really love the way this bike looks. I just think they every time they do a little change, they make it nicer and nicer, So I guess that's, and then ergonomics, the seat, very comfortable seat. Some people may not say it, but I think it's extremely comfortable. I noticed some of the BMWs. Yeah, I forgot. I knew I would forget one. The BMW 900 XR. I've sat on it, and the seat's a little firm, but you can always, I guess. But what I didn't like about it was its power. That parallel twin is not anything to write home about, and it's not impressive at all. It doesn't rev. It's buzzy. It's not a smooth. I don't like it at all. I can't believe BMW put that in their bike. I know it's the low cost version of it, but it's just the motor's not even made by them. It's made in China, the motor, and so it doesn't do anything for me. Aesthetically, the bike is okay. It's nothing special. It just doesn't stand out for me, So, but all that's subjective. It may be a great bike. And then there's all the retro nakeds, but this is just a different class. This is your basic modern naked bike. What do you think is the best? And I think the triple is the best for me. So I did all those factors and I looked at it, and that's what I was looking at. So the question to you guys is, what do you think is the best bike out there? And obviously, I get the bike for my taste, and I guess maybe that I've answered my own question. The best middleweight bike that a person can buy is the one that fits their riding style. The Monster handles good. Because I mean that's the one I rode, so I can't talk about the MT-09. I heard the MT-09 SP is a phenomenal bike, and a lot of people say that it's like the best bike of the of the middleweights. I mean, it's just a great all-around bike. Which I know it's got more torque than this bike. This one has a little more horsepower. So, some people you're never going to realize the horsepower. Well, I realize the horsepower because I like to push it, on high speeds. So that's why the bike is right for me. It may not be right for others. Some guys just they don't 100 120 miles an hour as fast as they want to go. So the MT-09 you can get there in a heartbeat, and open it up a little bit because I want to. Now like I said, the Monster, I would say, because when I rode it, it's just as quick as this from 0 to whatever 80 90 miles an hour. I think this would just kind of and you have to modulate the throttle, because that's something you just can't just twist the throttle real hard like you can on this bike. It doesn't get you in trouble. I mean, if you really wanted to wheelie, you can wheelie, but it's not something that is uncontrollable whatsoever. I know when I got in the Monster and I just gave it a little tick of the throttle, the front wheel just popped up, just so easily, just like effortlessly. So. Yeah, it just sounds so good. And I do like the sound of the triple. See, we're in 6th gear, we're doing 60 miles an hour, and if we just want to get up to, all right, we're up at 90, and that's just like rolling on the throttle easy. So there's just plenty. I know some guys say it's a little weak on the lower end, but I don't find it that way. I do like the idea that it's a light bike, even though I'm okay. Any bike up to 600 pounds is fine. After that, they're not enjoyable to ride for me. So and then that's why I'm not including any kind of cruiser or anything like that may be in the price range or something like that, or I'm just not going to include any of the cruisers. It's just a basic naked bike. Basically, the naked bikes that are out today are pretty much sport bikes, super sport bikes without clip-ons and fairings. I mean, that's how I look at it. Maybe you guys will look at it a little differently. Who knows? But yeah, so that's it. That's all the video is today. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just kind of riding around. Just enjoying the weather. It's beautiful. It's 75 degrees. It's sunny out, and I'm just gonna I'm just heading up to the lake where I normally go. Just chill out for a little bit. All right, guys, we got our favorite spot we like to hang out on. Hang it. I can't even say. How you doing? Harley. So we're gonna stop for a little bit. We're gonna stop underneath the tree over here. It's a little shady. Maybe go just kind of chill out and watch the people fish. But all right, guys. So I'm just gonna stop it now. What do you guys think? What do you guys think is the best naked bike? Is it and what draws you mostly to the bike? Is it the styling, the aesthetics? To me, it's I just like the triple. I'm not showing you a picture of the triple. I should get my phone out and maybe I'll do that while I'm talking to you guys. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think as I turn the camera on. Video. Street triple. Is it the best naked bike out there? I know money, some bikes are a little bit cheaper, but I think the SP, MT09, Ducati, all of them, they're top of the models, are all similarly priced, and they're very similar bikes in some ways, in other ways they're not. But yeah, I'm a fan of this. I really like the color. I really like this bike, and this is a bike I'm not getting rid of. I know I've said that before, but I'll have other bikes, but I'm going to be keeping this one. My nephew will get this one when I'm gone. All right, guys, that's it.